got some football. We got some football talk. And let's start with the Colorado Buffaloes, right? So if you follow me, on social media, you know I get a little tad bit crazy.
Indeed.
Stop it, Lopez. But this whole thing with Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, and stuff, and I was talking about, is this Mortal Kombat or is this college football? What are we doing here? So this has gotten crazy when it comes to people saying things about Colorado and people saying things about, Deion Sanders, right? So now we got this game with Colorado State that's going down, actually today, that's going down, and Coach Jay Norvell, right? Coach Jay Norvell gets put in the media for making a comment about how Deion addresses the grown-ups. Let's just say that, grown folks, where he made the comment that, hey, when I talk to grown people, I take my glasses off and I take my hat off and I speak to them. My mama raised me that way. Now, why you gotta go and say that? What is that gonna accomplish?
Indeed.
Exactly, Lopez. What is that gonna accomplish? What is that? All that's doing is putting gas on the fire, right? And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why I asked, is this Mortal Kombat? Because this thing's been going on. It first started with people on the outside. Some media, outlets said, before the TCU game. That TCU game happens, Colorado wins. Then you have the thing with Matt Rule. He said something. They take that as disrespect. That gets highlighted. Now, Jay Norvell is saying something from Colorado State. Now that's getting highlighted. Now, if they win this game, which most people anticipate that they will, they're going to go into next week going against Oregon. Is Oregon coach going to say something too? It's like, well, Deion beat you. Now, next guy, step up and say something. Deion beat you. Next guy, step up and say something. Like, this is getting crazy, right? And we shouldn't really be talking about this. And to me, it's more about, look, coaches, they talk stuff all the time. Players talk stuff all the time. It's football. So it gets a little bit crazy. So I'm not saying that. But where it is, there's certain things that you just don't touch or you just don't do. And what this kind of implied and what it seemed like is that, Deion, you ain't got no home training. Because when you bring in your mama on stuff and you're talking about, that's how my mama raised me, now I gotta take it as, so you telling me my mama don't know how to raise me? Is that what you're saying?
Indeed.
Yeah. Is that what we're talking about? So now I gotta take that personal. And what does that got to do with anything in today's game, right? To me, Jay Norvell, this is his second year at Colorado State. Last year you went 3-9. So you only won 2 more games than what Colorado won last year. You ain't got no room to be talking about anything else but how can we get a W, right? Because you lost your only game so far this season against Washington State. So the message should have been, we are coming in against an undefeated team that is trending in the right direction, and we got an opportunity to show what we're made of against one of the top 25 teams. That's it. But because all this stuff is happening, you're talking about shades, and this is the crazy part. This is how this is influenced and looks to be going the wrong way. Deion Sanders is out here handing out everybody shades. Me and Lopan, we don't went online to check out how much the shades cost.
Indeed.
Yeah, and now you done highlight it, and you're gonna have a bunch of people in the audience. I know they're not going to be paying attention, to it, but you're going to have a bunch of people in the audience with some shades and hats on, right? Because they heard what you said. And more importantly, the team heard what you said. So if this game was going to be, a loss for them, this could turn into a bad loss, because now, let's just be honest, the thought is, if we can run it up on these guys, we're going to run it up. And that's an unneeded pressure that you need to put on your team. Let's just stick to college football. Stay away from the Mortal Kombat stuff is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Stay away, from that. You got a game where you could possibly shock the world. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. Perhaps. Maybe. But everybody's just talking about these shades and everything. And I know, look, I think that's how Deion took it, is that, like, you talking about your mama? That's how your mama raised? So you trying to tell me my mama didn't, my folks didn't raise me right or something? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Well, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And that I'll be watching, so I know you will too. Also, what we'll be watching is a change in Alabama. Let me make sure I get the name right. Thanks for watching the Wait a Minute Sports Show on YouTube. For the latest content, subscribe to the channel.